What's up, you guys? My name is Wenizi and I put the dub in Wotaku. Today, we're going to be doing another tier list video. Today, we have February's games of 2023. I picked about 10 games that are coming out this month. There wasn't a lot. January, I feel like, had more things that caught my attention, but there are a lot of big releases coming out in February. You already know how it goes. I'm either buying it day one, buying it down the line, buying it on sale, interested in but not buying it, not even gifted am I playing it. So let's jump right into it. First up, we have Atomic Hearts. We don't have to watch a trailer for this game because I've already seen enough of this game. This game kind of looks like BioShock mixed with, I guess, Russian propaganda. I don't really know how to explain it, but it just looks like Russian BioShock. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of mechs. It looks like cool abilities. Very beautiful world. Here's the thing though. Am I gonna get Atomic Hearts day one? I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like the way it looks, but I don't know if I necessarily have the time for it. I don't know if Atomic Hearts looks like something that I'm really gonna dive too deep into. I wanna play it, and it is on Game Pass. So here's the problem. Game Pass games, I usually play them day one because I already own them. But I think that to make this tier list as fair as possible to the games that aren't on Game Pass, I'm going to rank them as if they're not on Game Pass. Atomic Hearts looks like a really good game. It kind of gives me a Doom-esque vibe. And by that, I mean that it's one of those games where you're going to play it and you're going to beat it. But after you beat it, you're probably not going to touch it. So I don't know if I want to spend $60 on a game like that. I'm going to have to put it on buying on sale. It does look good enough to be buying down the line, but I'm just not super invested because I don't really know much. All I've seen are really cool montages and just not enough about the actual core game. So we're going to put this at buying on sale. If I see any new trailers or anything like that, I'll definitely tap in, but it just looks like a really fun time, but it doesn't look like a game that I really need to spend the full money on, you know? But I'd probably be playing it day one because of Game Pass. Blank or Blanc, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the game with the two cute deer. This is a good one. This is a really good one. And the reason I like this game, it's short, it's cute, it's an indie, so it's not gonna be $70, $80. I think that this is going to be buying day one. And the reason I think it's going to be buying day one is because I have friends who are interested in it. My girlfriend is super interested in it. So I have people to play this with. I don't think that I would buy it down the line just because I know that if this game kind of leaves my radar, it's very hard for it to come back onto the radar. But I've been following this game for a little bit, and I think it's going to be a really good game to play on stream. So I'm going to put Blank on buying day one. Or Blanc, if I'm saying it wrong. I could be saying it wrong. Because this looks like such a good game to play with your significant other. You guys get together, you know, you have a little cute little date. Like, Blanc might be the vibe. It might be the vibe. Up next, we have Blood Bowl 3. So here's the thing. I like sports video games. I really do. I really enjoy sports video games. The problem with sports video games is that there's never any really good ones anymore. It's kind of become monopolized and we don't have a lot of interesting takes on the series anymore. I can express how much I love video games that are sports related but aren't necessarily like NFL. Like it's not Madden, it's not 2K. It's just games that have to do with a sport, but they put their own twist on it. Like Mario Strikers, gas. Mario Baseball, gas. Blood Bowl is an interesting take on football. So Blood Bowl is like a turn-based football, but it's brutal. It has to do with fantasy characters. It's very interesting. So we're not going to use this full video because there's music playing in it, and I'm not trying to get DMCA'd. I love you, copyright laws. Don't hurt me. This right here kind of signifies how this game is played. It is very much a tactical game. It's turn-based. It's like football, but if you turned it into a RPG. It's fun though, because like strategizing, I really appreciate this because if you're somebody who likes football, but you're not reactionary, this might be the game for you. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody who just likes to strategize football and not necessarily like, oh, I want to do the hit stick, I want to do the spin move, like the game kind of plays itself in a sense, but you plan it out. Am I buying Blood Bowl 3 on release though? That's the biggest question. So I own Blood Bowl 2 and I own Blood Bowl 1. Blood Bowl 2 is actually really good. I've played a good amount of it, but not enough. This is gonna have to be buying on sale. I'm gonna definitely put this on buying on sale. I'm a fan of the franchise, and I'm more than just interested because I'd be willing to buy this, but I definitely don't think that this is a kind of game that I want to buy down the line for full price. So I'm gonna put this on buying on sale, and I recommend you guys check it out if it's something that you're interested in. So the next game we have up is Hogwarts Legacy. The elephant in the room. A very decisive game in nature. If you would have told me back in the day that the Harry Potter franchise would become so decisive, I'd be like, bro, everybody loves Harry Potter. But man, J.K. Rowling did her thing and made sure a lot of people didn't. I'm not even gonna tease you guys. I'm not buying this game. I'm not playing this game. You'll never see me on this game. And there is a bigger reason than just because I don't like J.K. Rowling as a person. At the end of the day, I was never really a big Harry Potter fan to begin with. I started watching the franchise when I was in college, like actually watching it. I watched it as a kid, but didn't really pay attention. And by the time I got to like the second movie, she was tripping, and I realized, and I was like, all right, I'm off this. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't really need to be a Harry Potter fan because I never really was one to begin with. So I kind of just left it up to the wind. There are so many games coming out that I don't even really necessarily need to play Hogwarts. I'm sure it's going to be a great game. So if you're interested in it, go for it. I don't really care for it. So we're going to throw that at not even gifted. Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. If you know me, you know damn well this game right here was always going to be day one. It is exactly like Fire Emblem. As soon as I see Kirby, I'm buying it. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. This game looks insane. Usually the Kirby remakes, they add a bunch of extra content that just makes it perfect. The games were already good to begin with, and then they just keep adding more stuff. We definitely want to buy this day one. We're buying it day one. If we could buy it day two, we'll buy two. Like a Dragon Ishin. Boy, when I tell you the Like a Dragon franchise, the Yakuza franchise, these games are so top tier. There is so much put into these games. The side stories are really good. The main stories are really good. The acting, everything about this game is always top tier, man. Not to mention the fact that this is a new story with new characters. They all look like they're models from Like a Dragon and other Yakuza games, but it is a new story with new people. I'm very excited to see what this is like. I'm very excited to see what the combat is like. And it's really interesting because you get to see people interact with each other that wouldn't normally interact with each other because of the time frame which these characters were introduced to the series. So Like a Dragon Ishin, 1000% copping. You can't go wrong with the Yakuza games. You can't go wrong with the Like a Dragon games. They're really, really good. Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler was a game that if I had had the money when it first released, the first game, I would have bought it day one. I didn't have the money for it. I missed out. It's on Game Pass. I want it on my Switch though. It is a true blue JRPG. The 2D animation looks gorgeous. The story I hear is phenomenal. The cast of characters look very interesting. This game looks amazing. But I already have 3 different JRPGs I'm playing currently. As much as I love Octopath Traveler is like a fine wine. It is a 2D game, so I'm never gonna be like, the graphics look ugly. It's in its own world. I think that this game is one of those games where if you want to buy it down the line, that is an amazing idea because it will never age badly. It is just doing its own thing. It's kind of paving its own way. It's retro, but it's new. It makes no sense to me, but it's amazing. I'm gonna put this at buying down the line. I wanna buy it day one, but I just don't have the time for it. I really don't. So we're putting it at buying down the line because I know that I could play this today or I could play it 30 years from now, and I still think that the game is gonna age very well. Sons of the Forest. So now, I've watched a little bit about this game, and Sons of the Forest is essentially The Forest, the horror survival game, but the sequel to it. It looks really good. This game looks like The Forest, but with a lot of additions. And honestly, I'm happy about it. The one that I saw the most was the fact that there is now an AI companion in the game that will help you do things, which is really cool if you're somebody who's playing by yourself and you want the extra assistance of having somebody, but don't feel like playing with anybody. I'm definitely buying this. Buying it day one is tough because it's like, I already have so many games, but I might have to, man. I might have to. I love me a good survival game, and it mixes the horror element in it, so it's always fun to watch. I think Sons of the Forest is gonna be up there. We're putting it at buying day one because I could definitely see me and my friends getting together, having a blast, being scared at the same time, and playing a survival game. And even when I want to play with myself, there's an AI who will help me gather wood or gather materials. It's a solid game, man. We're gonna put that at buying day one. Wild Hearts. So now Wild Hearts is interesting. Wild Hearts looks like a Monster Hunter take made by EA. You know me, I love Monster Hunter. I love hunting monsters. It's one of my favorite things. One of the best franchises ever created. I've played Dauntless. I've played the other one. I can't remember the name. This game looks really, really good. But I'm already a Monster Hunter fan. I just can't switch up, you know? I can't switch up on them. I like Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts is going to be one of the first to be uninterested. It looks good, but to spend $60 on another Monster Hunter-esque game when I have Monster Hunter on my Switch right now that still isn't fully beaten, I can't do that to myself. Sorry. Last game on this list, we have Wild West Dynasty. Wild West Dynasty kind of reminds me of Tropico in a sense, but it seems like you're going to be able to control your character more than in Tropico. I don't know how much, because it kind of looks like they made it a little bit of a third-person shooter, but I don't feel like that's true. I feel like they're lying to me, because it doesn't look like the kind of game that would do that, you know? Like, it kind of gives me Tropico vibes, but they're showing me a lot of this player-created character. But is it good enough for me to buy day one? I don't think it is, just because off the strength of I don't really know anything about this game or developer. I've never played it. So it can't be day one, because I don't think I have enough space for it in day one. Buying down the line, I love the Tropico games. I love games where you create things, but is it good enough to buy it full price down the line? I think buying on sale is a fair place. I think buying on sale might be exactly where I want it. We're gonna put it on buying on sale. I think that is the best place for this game. Close to interested though. It almost wasn't interested. We're gonna leave it there. And that, I think, is the list. I feel a little bit bad about having so many buying day ones, but I don't think that Blanc or however you want to call it is going to take me as much time as a lot of the other games from my first month. So I think that that's fine. Kirby's a game that I could probably beat in a weekend. I think that this is a pretty solid list. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any games that you're definitely buying day one, let me know if there's any games that I missed coming out in February. We could talk about it in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys next time. Otaku out.